We live in a world of inspirations and people being inspired. But this raises the question of copying, copycats, and theft with things like art, dance performances, whatnot. Now, this is something that Ray's chasing Timon around, and then Timon's chasing Ray around. This is something that does affect the Goth community, because we are a community with a lot of artists and writers. On top of it, there is the issue with baby bats taking a little bit too much inspiration from older Goths. Especially well-known older Goths, or that other Goth kid in their school that they just met and they're so excited to see. Now, the problem with this is usually fashion or makeups in regards to baby bats. Generally, taking inspiration is totally good and fine and okay. It's not the same as copying. Copying is like, I like the way they do their makeup, I'm going to do my makeup pretty much exactly the same the next day. That's copying. Or, I like the way that person looks, so I'm going to buy their entire wardrobe and wear the same thing they do all the time. That's copying. Or, like seeing someone's art and then replicating it. Or seeing someone's art and replicating it, but just changing a skin color. Or something like that. Or, like, you see someone who DIY'd their own skirt with safety pins and shit. You do the exact same thing, but add 4 or 5 safety pins. That's copying. That's not okay. That's not right. You shouldn't do that. Copying is a no-no, and it is a frustration for many older Goths when they see a young baby bat Goth, especially, copying their clothing and their makeup styles. This tends to frustrate a lot of older Goths. Some older Goths will be like, oh, it's so flattering. Or be like, oh my god, there's a mini-me. I'm so happy. Mini-me! But it is not really okay. There's nothing wrong with being like, oh my god, I really like her shirt, I want that shirt. That's fine, that's not copying. But wearing their entire wardrobe, yeah, that's copying. Especially if you're wearing, like, all the clothing they wear all the time. Yeah, don't do that. Copying in itself is not okay. If you, like, they notice they wear bones in their hair, and then you fucking love the idea of wearing bones in your hair, wear a couple bones in your hair. Wear 20 fucking bones in your hair. That's fine. It's okay. Just don't do the exact shit they're doing. Or don't do the exact shit they're doing with small, minor changes. Don't do that. You do want to have your own sense of style with Goth, and your own, like, makeup and whatnot. It is okay to do someone's makeup tutorial and whatnot, but, again. But, this is more of a problem, usually, with art. That's where this is a huge problem, is art and plagiarism, especially in university. That's where it becomes a huge, huge issue, because if you plagiarize in university, bye-bye, you're probably going to get charged. Yeah, don't do that. You've got to write your own shit in university. But this is something that heavily annoys a lot of artists. Because you'll post your art online, or you'll make a commission for someone, and they'll share it with their friends. And then someone will go like, ooh, I really like that, and then they'll trace it out, and then post it up as their own art, with, like, maybe slightly larger eyes. No, don't do that. Don't do that. That is not okay. That is blatant plagiarism. That is copying someone else's artwork. Don't claim it as your own. At all, period. Just don't. Do not copy other people's shit. You can take inspiration and be like, I really like the way they do their eyes, and do your eyes the same way. That's okay. Or, I really like the way that person draws hair. Then you can draw hair like that too. That's cool. But don't, like, completely copy their character down with, like, a different color palette or something. Or, like, don't take other people's shit and claim it as your own. Whether it's clothing, whether it's artwork, whether it's a book, whether it's personal writing, a play, anything like that. Don't try to claim someone else's as yours. Copying's not okay. Inspiration is okay. And it is quite a fine line between the two sometimes. So there is often the question of what's inspiration, what's copying. But copying, if it looks the same, except for minor changes, it's fucking copying. It is. If it's got, like, maybe one aspect from someone else's style, then that's okay. But if you do, like, I got this hair drawing style from this person, that you probably don't need to say that, but if you say that, they'll probably be like, hey, thanks, but that was totally unnecessary. But it is always good also, though, if you get a lot of inspiration from other people, it is really good to list the people that are really inspirational to you from time to time. Or someone asks me, like, yeah, this fucking person's super fucking inspirational. The same goes with fashion. If there's that one person that you just love the way they dress, and you love dressing similar to the way they dress, be like, yeah, that fucking person right there, my fucking fashion inspiration. They are fucking goddess. Or god. Depending. Or they are an asexual entity of amazing. You could go with whatever the one suits the person that you are like, ah, oh, they look great. So there is nothing wrong with shit like that. That is fine. Just don't actually copy them. Inspiration? Not gonna